I am a married woman. I'm chewing on about 30 carats. Chomp, chomp.
There were stories coming out about Christian being a scammer, but she got married to this fool. She's dumb as
Oh my.
Jennifer Williams. From reality TV glamour to a real-life scandal, we all remember Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives, always polished, confident, and known as a successful and stylish businesswoman. On the show, she gave off the image of a powerful woman in control of her life. But behind that glamorous television persona, things were falling apart, especially in her personal life. Jennifer was married to a man named Christian. At first, everything seemed perfect. From the outside, the relationship appeared calm and stable. But quietly, things were starting to unravel. Before long,
First of all, we're not going to make this about Christian.
well, it kind of is. This actually came to me. Carl's cousin went and invested money and has been trying to get her money back. Tell your man to send her $1,500 back.
Christian was making headlines, not for success or charity work, but for breaking the law. It turns out, Christian wasn't the upstanding businessman he claimed to be. He was running multiple companies, but many of them were fake. According to court documents, he was involved in shady business deals that were not only unethical, but illegal. People close to the situation say there were warning signs early on. But somehow, the truth stayed hidden for years. Christian was never in the spotlight like Jennifer. While fans of Basketball Wives followed Jennifer's life and drama on screen, Christian stayed out of view. He wasn't one to appear in interviews or try to become a celebrity. Most people didn't even know what he...
First of all, nothing I do is because of Evelyn. Let's make that very clear. Christian and I always were getting married in Vegas, and based off of what happened leading up to our marriage, we cannot do it when we wanted to do it. Like, why not do it now?
Looked like. It was just seen as Jennifer's husband. But while he stayed out of public view, behind closed doors, he was creating a much darker story. Christian was building a name for himself in business circles. It looked like he was trying to make a career on his own, separate from Jennifer's fame. Some of his ventures were legitimate, but others were not. And while Jennifer was busy with television appearances and growing her brand, Christian was allegedly committing fraud. Red flags began to appear: business records that didn't match up, payments that didn't make sense, and money being moved in suspicious ways. People close to him noticed things weren't right. Some suspected something was going on, but chose to stay silent.
My son's father, Carl's cousin Kiki, DM'd me to tell me that she had invested money with Christian and she wanted to let me know what was going on.
Maybe they didn't want to get involved. Maybe they thought he would fix the issues. But he didn't. And the public remained unaware because Christian kept such a low profile. Everything began to change when legal documents were leaked. News broke that Christian was being investigated for fraud. Multiple people came forward saying they had lost money after investing in his fake businesses. They believed his promises of high returns, only to be left empty-handed. Once these reports hit the internet, rumors turned into confirmed facts. The accusations were serious: fraud, embezzlement, and money laundering. Prosecutors said Christian made up business deals to trick investors, took their money, and used it to...
We are getting ready to board to fly to Vegas. I am very excited to be going to Vegas. Let's get this paperwork done. We're going to do Vegas. It's going to be a fun wedding. We're going to make it official. We're going to have a good time. See you soon. It's a good feeling.
And his luxurious lifestyle. Instead of growing real businesses, he allegedly spent investor money on cars, clothes, and personal expenses. What made things even more intense was Jennifer's reaction, or rather her lack of one. She went completely silent. She didn't post about it, defend him, or deny anything. She didn't show support, but she also didn't publicly cut ties with him. That silence led people to ask tough questions. Did she know what was going on? Was she involved? Or was she completely in the dark, just like everyone else? Social media users started looking through her old posts. Some said she deleted photos of Christian. Others speculated she was dropping subtle hints. But Jennifer didn't speak. Her silence made the situation.
I'm like, girl, we don't have no secrets.
Right.
And why are you so invested and concerned? Because I'm actually not your friend. So, I read her rights.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna let nobody talk bad about you. Like,
Vice versa.
never. When people are just so invested in other people, you are deflecting from some that's going on in your real life.
Miserable people try to bring happy people down to their level.
Yeah, and want to bring you misery.
They want company.
Yeah.
I'm not here to keep them company.
Feel even more serious. Some people believed she was in shock. Others thought she was staying quiet to protect herself. Either way, the public wanted answers. Eventually, Christian's trial began. It came quicker than most expected. He was officially charged, and the evidence against him was overwhelming. Prosecutors had emails, screenshots, bank records, and testimonies. It wasn't just a small mistake or a failed business plan. It was clear he had created a system to trick people out of their money. One major moment in the trial came when a former business partner testified that Christian had intentionally kept Jennifer out of the loop. According to the witness, Christian didn't want her to start asking questions. He lied to her just like he lied to everyone else. After months of silence, speculation, and court drama.
What's up, baby?
Hi. How you feeling?
I'm okay. Going ready to go knock this out, get it over with.
Christian was sentenced to 15 days jail time, but the judge ultimately allowed Christian to travel to Paris for our wedding. But he had to serve 2 days prior. Now we're back from Paris, and Christian has to serve another 13 days.
The verdict came in. Christian was found guilty. The judge didn't hold back. He made it clear this wasn't just about bad business choices. It was an intentional, harmful scheme that ruined people's lives. Investors lost everything, and Christian showed no signs of remorse. The courtroom was silent when this sentence was announced. Christian was given several years in prison. But the most noticeable thing that day wasn't the length of the sentence. It was Jennifer's absence. She wasn't there. She didn't stand by him. She didn't offer support. Silence spoke volumes. Fans noticed. Some said her quiet disappearance from his life was her way of protecting her peace. Others believed it showed just how much she had been hurt behind the scenes. A few people even commented, Jennifer didn't have to say a word, her actions said everything. Now, with Christian in prison and Jennifer continuing her life, it's clear that she's choosing peace over public drama. She hasn't said much, but she doesn't need to. Her silence, her strength, and her quiet exit from the chaos say more than any statement ever could. Jennifer Williams was going through one of the hardest times in her life. After being betrayed by someone she trusted, everything in her world seemed to fall apart. For weeks, she stayed out of the spotlight. There were no new interviews, no podcast appearances, and nothing from her on social media. Even her older posts started disappearing. Photos of her with Christian were gone, and people quickly noticed. Fans began paying closer attention. They examined every small clue, like the time she didn't wear her engagement ring in photos, or when she seemed sad or tired in paparazzi pictures. Every detail became part of a growing story. Was she still with him? Why was she so quiet? Was there something she wasn't telling them? But Jennifer stayed silent. She wasn't just being quiet for the sake of mystery. She was in pain. She felt betrayed and deeply hurt. But more than anything, she was trying to protect herself. People close to her said she was devastated, not just because of legal trouble surrounding Christian, but because she had no idea it was coming. She felt angry, embarrassed, and lost. Still, she wasn't letting that pain control her. Behind closed doors, Jennifer was taking steps to protect her future. She quietly hired lawyers, went through her finances, and asked tough questions like how to protect her assets, whether anything she owned could be linked to Christian, and how to keep her businesses safe. She knew she had to move carefully. Then, something shifted. Jennifer decided she wouldn't stay quiet forever. She also wasn't going to air everything out for headlines. Instead of making a big public statement or going on talk shows, she chose a smart, calm approach. Her goal wasn't to get attention, it was to rebuild her life. She launched new businesses that had nothing to do with her past or with Christian. These ventures were hers alone. Around the same time, producers of Basketball Wives were having meetings. They wondered whether they should cut her from the show to avoid controversy, or use the drama to attract viewers. Jennifer gave them a clear choice. If they wanted to include her story, it had to be told truthfully. No fake drama, no twisting her words, just the real story. To their credit, they agreed. When she returned to the show, Jennifer was different. She wasn't starting arguments or trying to stir up drama. She was calm, honest, and vulnerable. Fans noticed the change. She didn't hide behind filters or flashy outfits. She showed up as herself, a woman dealing with heartbreak, when she finally opened up about everything. She didn't trash Christian, but she didn't defend him either. She admitted she was caught off guard, heartbroken, and confused. People respected her for that. It wasn't about gossip anymore. It was about healing and honesty. But Jennifer's problems didn't end there. After Christian was found guilty, more issues surfaced. People who lost money because of him started filing lawsuits. Even though Jennifer had no direct ties to Christian's businesses, her name showed up in court documents. She wasn't accused of any crimes, but the fact that she may have unknowingly benefited from his money put her under legal scrutiny. Some of her money was in shared accounts with Christian. They also owned cars and properties together, and some of her business ventures were connected to him in small ways. Everything had to be reviewed. Even though she had always tried to keep her finances separate, that wasn't enough now. In cases like this, the courts wanted to know everything. Jennifer found some of her accounts frozen. Some of her business money was put on hold. She had to sit with her legal team and sort through it all, what was truly hers, what might be his, and what could now be questioned. She didn't just focus on the legal side. Jennifer also worked on her mental and emotional well-being. She started seeing a therapist and leaned on a close circle of people she trusted. She took a break from the spotlight to think about how to protect her peace and prevent something like this from happening again. And slowly her life started to change. She stopped posting glamorous photos of luxury items. Instead, she began sharing messages about personal growth and rebuilding. Her brand shifted. It wasn't just a reality star or a fashion icon anymore. It became a voice for women going through hard times, especially those who had been betrayed or financially hurt by someone they trusted. Jennifer also began to let go of anything that reminded her of the past. She didn't make feel even more serious. Some people believed she was in shock. Others thought she was staying quiet to protect herself. Either way, the public wanted answers.